Amina. Phildema, thank you very much for the opening prayer. And now I want to call the class to order even as we start. Now, yesterday we stopped at a point, and we looked at factors to consider while administering a teacher-made test. I just want to give a brief overview before we look at what is intended for us. And so we have a consideration here, the level of the learners has to be considered when you're making the test, the age of the learners, and now the age of the learners will now determine also the language that you are going to use. And you also look at the number of items to be set, and also the time to be taken. That is, when you are giving the teacher-made test, it has to be timed. And as a matter of fact, you know that all examinations are timed, and therefore speed is a factor that you are going to be checking or assessing while you are timing your learners during the teacher-made test. We also talked about the seating adaptations for learners with special needs. I may not get to go through this again, but I know we did not look at yes, the considerations offered by Knec to learners with disabilities in national examinations. They offer the examinations in large print, and they also award an extra time or more time to these learners. They also provide the tactile materials, that is, to those who may be having problems or challenges with the vision. They're given tactile materials that they now use their hands to manipulate as they take the exams. They also offer Braille examinations. And for somebody to be able to read the tactile materials, it must have been in a Braille class. They also provide sign language, not translators, sorry for this, but it should be sign language interpreters. Sign language interpreters. So those are some of the areas that the Knec also consider, so that these learners who are having the special needs are also taken care of. Now, yesterday, I just showed you the questions that you are to look at in the year 2016. And now I think now I'm in a position to enlarge the screen so that all of us can be able to visualize it well. Now, in 2016, we are beginning with question number 1. As I mentioned yesterday, that a teacher assigned his students to read on the topic effects of drugs on the economy of a country. Now, let me just pause and ask a question. Which year did we see drug set? Which year was drug set? Or anything to go with drugs? Which year? From our revisions?
2010 and 2013. 2010.
Yes. 2010, 2013. And this is now 2016. We are also touching on drugs. So that gives you a clear direction on what you expect, even in the next exam that is coming. And this area of drugs, we are not just earmarking it as a formality. We want to do this because, you know, it is an area that is bringing a concern, not only in Kenya. Go outside the country, go to developed countries like the superpower US, and you'll see the effects of drugs on school dropouts who later on walk into the school compound and shoot anyone they find there. So a teacher assigned his students to read on the topic effects of drugs on the economy of a country. So explain 5 skills that will enable the students to make comprehensive notes from the topic. Explain 5 skills that will enable the students to make comprehensive notes from the topic. Now, this question 1A is a combination of concepts. It is a combination of module number 18 and also module number 9. And therefore, any answer that is given towards this question must be in line with the combination. So you need to understand what is it exactly that the question wants. So there we go. So what are the skills that will enable, yes, Damaris. Damaris.
Pascal.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
I think the learner should use abbreviation, shorthand notes while making the notes from the topic.
Abbreviation, shorthand notes, okay. Let's hear from, who is this? From Coreti?
Hello?
Yes, we are getting you loud and clear.
Okay, maybe mine I could say, right, giving the points in short form or point form.
Okay. Now let me get back to the question. What does this question look for?
Mr. Pascal.
Yes.
I understand the question is requiring either writing skills, ama reading, ama both. Hapo sasa ndio sielewi.
Now, explain
So
5
I
skills.
was thinking of Pascal.
Inataka both.
Zile skills are writing kama note taking.
Vitu kama hizo.
I was thinking lakini nimechanganyika kama drafting hata sasa hii kitu.
Skills.
Let me give a Kifuma, then Rosaida. Yes, Bernard.
Now, good evening, all.
Good evening.
I think the question is all about note making skills, not note taking, because note taking skills, it entails on listening to the spoken speech so that you can make spoken speech or lecture so that you can take the notes. That's where you apply things like maybe abbreviations but here the question wants you to talk about note making skills, whereby you are reading or you are doing research. But here it is specific, the students were to read on the topic. They were to read on the topic, meaning this topic was the ideas they were going to look for, they were written somewhere. So they were supposed to make notes from the written work.
Meaning they have to do things like skimming or scanning, so that from the skimming they come up with the note making or they plan drafting, vitu kama hizo.
So here they are supposed to make notes from written work, of which I think your data abbreviation can also apply because you are making notes. You can also make short notes, because when you read any information and you have to make notes, you will make short notes, not paragraphs.
Yeah.
Thank you. Rosaida, you have lowered your hand. Are you in agreement with what Kifuma said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kifuma said.
Thank you. Now to give more, a concise statement on this, in this text, or in this question, or in this context, you are going to use both reading. Remember, you are going to read. So both some of the reading skills will apply here. They are going to read, because for you to make the notes from a written work, you must be reading there. And so the reading skills will apply here. And also now the actual note-taking, that is the note-taking skills will also apply. That's why I say that this question needs, it needs a sober mind. It needs somebody who will now have to reason with it before you begin to answer. And that does not mean that those who mention their answers and their answers may have ended on the other directions are completely wrong. It is good they tried, and by trying, they can get a glimpse or a way out. Now, can we answer the question? Everyone is muted. Some are eating.
Pascal.
Damaris.
Yeah, I have the book of library and study skills, the module.
You have it with you or in your brain?
Here with me at hand.
Okay.
And he says on page 37, note-taking skills refers to the short summary notes made during lectures, seminar, and tutorials.
Yes.
So that is note-taking. And in such session, you are expected to take notes. You record what the speaker's main idea, not word from word. They should be written in your own words. They should be in point form with the clear numbering using headings and subheadings. Abbreviations, shorthands, and other short forms should be used to save time. That is under note taking. And under note making, this refers to notes made from written sources. The student has to isolate what information is essential and what is not from the text she or he is reading. Anytime you visit the library to search for reading materials, you need to carry writing materials, so something like that. So during note-taking, you use direct quotation or paraphrases or a summarized words. So that's what I'm reading from page 37 and 39. So we can start from there.
Okay. Someone else? Right. Let's wait and see what is in store then, because there is total silence. Let's look at the second question so that we look at the slide with the appropriate answers down here. Explain 5 ways of dealing with the challenges of HIV and AIDS among learners in primary schools. Corretti?
Maybe by offering guidance and counseling sessions to those learners on the challenges, maybe on the side effects of HIV and AIDS.
Yes, that is offering guidance and counseling services. Very, very true. Very right. Yes, Esther. Esther, you are not talking. Okay. Rosaida?
I'm saying
Yes.
you create awareness to those learners.
Creating awareness. Rosaida?
Yes, one, creating of awareness to these other learners on the importance of embracing these learners. And then also you can get a resource person who is affected so that he or she can come and show them the importance of moving on with life. It's not the end after you have gotten this disease.
Thank you. Ngari is saying showing them love. Marion.
This one I'm guessing, if I say by motivating them, e.g. by giving them leadership so that they can feel encouraged. I don't know if I'm right.
By motivating them or by giving them leadership roles to motivate them to also feel that they are also taken care of.
Pascal.
Bernard.
We can also have peer counselors among the learners.
Yes.
We can also create awareness among the learners through lessons and life skills during PPI when you are teaching about life skills.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you very much. Is there? Yes, Anthony Matege Mulinge.
I think it is also good that we involve the parents of these affected learners so as to support them. Thank you.
You said we remove the barriers. Anthony?
We involve the parents.
Yeah, okay.
Saying,
involving the parents.
We involve the parents of these affected learners. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Then Pascal.
Yes.
Pascal.
Yes.
You can also reduce stigma among those learners that have been affected, infected, or affected or infected. You reduce the stigma by making it aware to all the learners that it is a pandemic that can affect or affect any person in the society.
Thank you. And in that order, there is this organization I've written in the chat box. Kenepote. We talked about Kenepote, and I don't know. Have we ever heard about Kenepote? So what is it in full? Where did we talk? James Lokale, James, your hand is up. Please respond.
Okay, Kenya Network of Positive Teachers.
Very right. So yes. Kenya Network of Positive Teachers. These are teachers.
Module 06.
In module 06, and that was taught by our only sister. So this is an association that is comprising of those teachers who are HIV positive. And you need to know what are some of the roles, the functions of Kenepote. You need to know that because number one, they advocate for the rights of those who are HIV positive, and they also create an awareness. Okay, they have their own organization. It is run by the members themselves. I was just raising that to also bring us in the right track, but you can always find more about that. Marion, your hand is up, please.
I have a question. Am I correct when I say maybe the school should be providing medicine for them, ama wakwe able kwenda hosi anytime to be able to access the medicine? Yani medicine ikwe always available for them.
So the best way you can put is to say that the schools, maybe the schools working together with the hospitals. Schools working together with the hospitals. Remember, there are those who are HIV positive now, wataki kujitokeza. But when because of going to the hospital, kuna maybe mtu anafanya huko hospitali na anakujua, you know how it can feel. Umeenda huko na kuone kwa laini ya watu wa kuchukua ARVs huko, you know what can happen. So when the schools work together with the yes? When the schools work together with the medical institutions, then the services are brought down to the school level. Then the learners now access the services.
Thank you.
Pascal.
Yes, Ben. Yes.
to me, you know, I find it hard for that one to happen because
yes,
even the ARVs, they are not given by any hospital apart from where AMBAT have agreed to be their distribution center.
mm-hmm.
So what we can say about that one, you can say that you do public awareness to the parents or caretakers of the learner,
Mm-hmm.
so that they can access the services that those affected by those who have been infected by HIV can access medical care. Because nowadays, when you look at where they're going to take the drugs, it's only where AMBAD and other NGOs have agreed only.
Mm.
Yeah, so you just do public awareness so that parents or caregivers can be able to access the drugs, and also ensure that the awareness you are doing, those learners that following the prescribed the prescription while taking the medicine or the drugs.
Thank you. I think we have talked about that. And so I want us to get to the next question. Describe 5 stages of diagnostic prescriptive teaching approach for learners with special needs. This is a question from module number 16. Describe, oh yes, I see 2 hands here. Coretti?
First step is you assessment, whereby you identify the problem that the learner is facing.
Yes, assessment, that is where we will identify the problem the learner is facing. Okay, Mariam? Marion, please unmute.
Okay, my thinking was, what is this diagnostic whatever teaching approach?
Very right. And now, what is diagnostic prescriptive teaching approach? What is diagnostic prescriptive teaching approach? Yes?
Pastor.
Yes.
Najaribu, I'm using an example of whereby you go to hospital, daktari anakuassess, anapata shida yako, then anakupea drugs and the instructions how you will take the drugs mpaka vile utapata hiyo ugonjwa wako inakuwa solved, si ndio? So in education we say is the way of providing appropriate instructions to individual learner after careful assessment of his individual educational needs.
That is,
okay, I was saying in education, we say it's a way of providing appropriate instructions to an individual learner after a careful assessing of his or her individual educational needs.
Very true. So in diagnostic prescriptive teaching approach, this is an approach where now you have seen that it starts with the assessment. Now, as a teacher, you are going to assess this learner, and while you are going to put the learner on the weighing machine, you are going to realize that the learner is having some weakness. So on the weaknesses of the learner, you are now going to prescribe how to counteract the challenges that the learner is having. That is the so-called diagnostic prescriptive test teaching method. Ni kama umeenda hospitali, daktari ameangalia, umepimwa, daktari akaona mahali shida iko, and therefore unaandikiwa madawa. So remember, ukuandikiwa madawa does not mean that your problem is completely solved. But as you go take the medicine day after day, you realize that in one way or the other, ile shida uko nayo itakuwa imeenda chini ama itakuwa imetoka. So this is what we refer to as diagnostic teaching approach. And there is an now that somebody has decided to put it in the chat box with the formula, that is a PM, the assessment, the planning, implementation, evaluation, modification. There's somebody who is also talking, and Techno, come on, 12 air, please mute yourself. There is something happening in your background. So there's assessment, there's planning, implementation, evaluation, and then modification, of which I think all of them we are going to look at while we will be looking at the other areas, because somebody has mentioned all of them. So hold it on as we get down here. Explain 5 modifications that will be made on classroom lighting to suit the needs of learners with low vision. Now, this question has a similarity with another question of a given year. Which year was that? Question number 2B is closely attached to a question we did in a certain year. Which year was that?
Hiyo yenye tulifanya jana.
Which year was that?
2010.
2010. 2010. There is a similarity. And this question on modification, I also want to echo it very well. It may not have very specific answers, but this question, look at it again and again, again and again. It may be your guest in the national examination. So look at it well and accord it respect as you deal with it thoroughly. Explain 5 modifications that will be made on classroom lighting to suit the needs of learners with low vision. The question is very specific. It is dealing with learners with low vision. So what are the modifications that you'll make on your classroom lighting to suit the needs of learners with low vision? Ala, huku kumenyamaza kama grave aje sasa. The question is too hard.
Okay, to me, I'm just guessing. One, you ensure the windows are wide enough to ensure there is enough lighting in the classroom.
Come up again, please.
Room.
Yes. I'm
Pascal,
not sure. Yes.
I think the teacher is saying you use wide windows to ensure that there is enough lighting in classroom.
Wide windows to ensure that there is enough lighting in classroom.
I think that's what she was trying to say before.
Yes.
I think she has a network problem.
All right, thank you then. Salome.
Painting the walls of the classroom with bright colors.
Painting the walls of the classroom with the bright colors. Acha nianze kutafuta watu hapa kama wainue mkono hivi. Okay. Yes, Anthony.
Allow me to ask Mr. Pascal.
Yes.
Do we only give the educational interventions, or what we can do to support the learner in education rather than the medical? Can we also talk about maybe giving the learners glasses to ensure that their vision improves?
Okay, Anthony.
Now,
I'm getting your question, but remember the question is pegged on the lighting in the classroom. Lighting in the classroom.
Okay.
Pascal, ninasema kitu.
This is Josephine, yes.
Kuna hii mabati yenye nakanga kama ya plastic yenye iko transparent inawekwangwa juu, inaitwa nini?
Inaitwa
skylight. They're called skylight.
Hii yenye nawekwanga hata sisi tumeweka.
Skylight.
Skylight?
Skylight.
Yeah, or translucent.
Translucent roofs, ndio hiyo. Nilikuwa natafuta hiyo terms. Translucent roofs. Tukiweka hiyo inaongeza lighting kwa darasa kidogo.
Pascal. Pascal.
Yes, sorry, Stigma.
What of reducing the clarity of light in the direction of this learner?
Reducing the
clarity of light on the eyes of the learner.
Oh, the glaring lights, eh? Yeah, reducing the glaring lights. Mi nilikuwa nasikia reducing the clarity of light.
Nakwambia Kiingereza Pascal, na vile inakaribia mtihani. Mungu wangu atusaidie tu.
Na sasa Pascal, na hii ya kuweka kitu ingine kwa roof haingi?
Hiyo iko sawa.
Oh.
It's part of classroom lighting, eh?
Ni ile tu wameniambia term translucent or translucent.
Hiyo ndio ubaya wa kuwa na nini.
Sasa Ujaluo kama ilikata ulimi yetu, nasema instead of saying fees, nasema fees.
It's okay. Let's carry on. Now, there is no any other hand except for Josephine, which I think you have also forgotten to lower.
Oh, chenye nilikuwa nataka kusema tena.
Yes.
Apart from maybe reducing the light in the class towards the learner's direction, we can also put some lights, yani moderate, that can assist the learner to see well. Unaweka ile katikati, sio kwenye yako kabisa, to increase some lighting in class. Kitu kuweka kama electricity in class, yenye inakuwa lit wakati haoni vizuri.
Right, noted. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, please. Yes, Angela. Angela, you have muted yourself again.
Hello.
Yes.
I'm saying, what of using of the bold letters on the chalkboard?
Bold letters. Now remember, we are talking about lighting.
Okay.
So,
now.
Yeah, if it was open.
Yes.
Then we'll also be able to, if the question was just 5 modifications made in the classroom to suit the needs of learners with the low vision, then the bold letters will fit there very well. But now our hands have been tied on the word lighting. Yeah?
Pascal.
Okay, yes. What of using you ensure there is no curtains, and those learners with the low vision, they sit next to the windows and the classroom doors.
Yeah, where they can have a good view of the board.
Yes.
Pascal.
Yes.
Kuna hii kitu yenye watu wa welding wanafunganga kwa kichwa, hii yenye namulika. Kwanza watu wenye wanachimba gold chini. Inaitwaje? Hii inakaa kama torch. Kwa forehead.
Akivuma tuambie bwana, huku kwenu nilisikia kuna dhahabu.
Sasa
nicheka na nimpuliza.
Anguka ni hivi. Now we are looking at learners in classroom setup.
Pia niliona ikichorwa kwa kitabu ingine, mtoto amefunga hivi na anasoma.
Amefunga kwa ile module ya teaching, is it teaching and learning? Is it resources?
I can remember in one of the modules wameweka mpaka hata iko mwenye
Iko kwa
amefunga
module 4. I think kwa module 4 hata mimi niliona.
Yes, kwa resources.
Kwa resources.
Kuna yenye amefunga, kuna yenye ameweka wachana. Sasa mwingine anatumia lens kuangalia vizuri, mwingine hata anamulika sijui na nini. Ni ile nilisoma kitambo but nimekumbuka tu.
Tuta research hiyo nijue jina yake, hata mimi nimekumbuka hiyo kitu niliona unafunga kwa kichwa. Now, Pascal, can I add something?
Please.
I also think, I also believe you can also reduce reflecting light so that it cannot reflect. And is it reflecting or refraction? Reflecting, I mean.
Yes, yes.
So that the light cannot bounce back to the learners.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Akifuma. This module, this 2016 was a very good paper. The way you people are working on these questions shows that there is hope at the end of the day. Now.
Na we Pascal, unapatanga wapi answer yenye utuambii kwenye unazipatanga? Kila siku nikiuliza unacheka. Sasa wacha ninyamaze kabisa.
Josephine. Usinyamaze. You are tall. I only have a friend. One of them is short. Na yeye akikasirika anakuanga mbaya. You are tall because you can accommodate. Josephine, you have to do research. You have to do research. Na sio research tu, thorough research.
Oh, sawa.
Yes. Now, a teacher assigned his students to read on the topic effects of drugs on the economy of a country. So explain 5 skills that will enable the students to make comprehensive notes from the topic. And while I was trying to come to terms with this question, I narrowed it down to very key areas that the learner will have to skim, because there is the reading skill before the actual art of note taking. There will also be scanning. Marion, I can see your hand is up.
Pascal.
Yes.
Ukishamaliza kujibu hiyo nomba venye unielezee kuhusu skimming and scanning. Nakumbuka ilikuja kwa CAT na niliona nimeanguka.
Right. Hiyo itachangamukiwa hapa.
Sawa.
So kama ulianguka, marking scheme iko hapa ndani. So we are yes, we are getting there. Maybe it is in order, if somebody has raised a concern, we deal with it, then we carry on. Can we get somebody differentiating for us between skimming and scanning? Hii term, Goreti, hii term tutakutana nayo hadi kosi ishe.
Okay, in skimming, the reader reads just to get the main idea, the main point. But in scanning, you read to get that you read for a particular information and to get a particular information. Like you can type the name, unataka kutafuta name Pascal, like can type P, na hizo majina kama kwa simu sitajirusha sote na tafuta tu Pascal kwa urahisi. Hiyo ni scanning. I hope imeeleweka, or somebody else can help.
Hey, somebody who is going to to elaborate it more further.
Now, let me try.
Yes.
When you are skimming, you just read through the text quickly. You just read through the text quickly in order to understand the main points without studying the details. For example, maybe I've been given a story about maybe the cat, maybe a hare, maybe and a hyena. So you read through the story quickly, just getting the main idea. Then you have to get, when you are skimming, you only read the topic sentences only. Now, I know people asking what is a topic sentence. A topic sentence is the first sentence of the paragraph. So just read the first sentences of the paragraph, getting the main idea. Because basically in any story, the first sentence of the paragraph gives you the clear picture of what is in that paragraph. That is skimming. You read quickly to get the main ideas. Basically reading the first sentence of the paragraph. We call it the topic sentence. Then for scanning, you read to get the general idea or to find the general information in that story that you are reading or in that information that you are reading. So scanning, you read to get the general idea, the general information, the general meaning. I think I'm clear on that.
Endelea surveying pia.
I don't know scanning.
Now let me repeat. For skimming, unasoma the information kupata main point. And the main point in that story, you just read the first sentence in every paragraph. We call it the topic sentence. So for skimming, you get main idea. For scanning, you read quickly to get the general information. You read quickly to get the general information or the general idea in whatever you are reading. Am I right?
Thank you, Akifuma.
Then,
yes.
For surveying, surveying depends with what you are reading because surveying means a lot. So surveying, it means an examination of an opinion. You are examining a certain opinion. That's to survey. Sawa?
Right. Yes, Esther.
I can add on about scanning. First of all, in skimming, you are reading to get the main idea. But in scanning, you are reading to get a particular information. And once you have gotten that information, you as a reader, you will stop reading about scanning.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Bado kuna mtu ako na shida to clarify.
Chicha, mkiendelea sana mtaharibu tu, watu wajue tu skimming for main idea, surveying for particular information. Tosha.
Skimming for main idea in a story. Scanning general
for
information.
Particular information.
Sema tu skimming main idea. Scanning general information.
Alafu surveying you read in details.
Surveying, reading in details and examining opinion.
Surveying, deep examination of a text.
Mi niko na swali. Hii survey ni deep namna gani and we are only using two ways. We can use the table of contents ama index.
Yaani ukisomanga text, so unasoma yote. Utaki kujua kenye litendeka kwa text yote. Hiyo ndio
When you are surveying, when you are surveying, there are two main ways of surveying. Let us say a book. In a book, when you are surveying, you use two things: table of content or index. For table of content, it gives you the entire outline of what a book contains. It indicates the page, that is page number, section, let us say the page number and the section where you are going to get the information. Now, in using index, index is a list of items or topics usually arranged on the end of a book in alphabetical order. So table of content inapatikana mbele ya kitabu, alafu index iko nyuma. So it depends, how do you want to survey the book? Do you want to use the table of content ama index? If you want to use table of content, ukifungua kitabu tu chochote hapo mbele utapata wamekuandikia. Kama ni English, maybe page 1 wamekuandikia maybe ni reading comprehension, maybe storytelling, vitu kama hizo. Na wamekuandikia mpaka page, maybe page 49, this is what is found there. But ukienda nyuma wamekuandikia as a list. Hiyo ndio index nyuma ya kitabu. Na hiyo list yenye kwa nyuma ya kitabu wameandika according to the alphabets.
Alafu teacher unasema pia hiyo index, it gives you exact page where the information is found, ndio?
Yes, index can also give you it can also give you the page where those terms are found. Ukienda kwa index huko nyuma, mostly let me use kama, is it the dictionary ama kamusi? Ukienda nyuma utapata kuna maneno ambayo ama a storybook. Utafuta vitabu vya hadithi utapata wamekuandikia maneno magumu huko nyuma ama maneno mapya huko nyuma. So wamekuandikia maybe kama neno fulani liko page fulani utapata hapo. Hata Biblia iko na hizo vitu nowadays when you are doing surveying.
They're called glossary notes.
Yes.
Right, so we carry on. Time is not on our side, but we have talked about skimming, we have talked about scanning, talked about surveying, note making, and also analyzing the task. Then we have ways of dealing with the challenges of HIV and AIDS among learners in primary schools, offering guidance and counseling. And you need to know what must be done for effective guidance and counseling, or for that office of guidance and counseling to remain active, and also that office to be supported by the institution. There is the sensitization, where now the learners in the school may be sensitized, the community may be sensitized on how to take care of these people. You can also empathize with them when it comes to, consoling them and letting them know that you also care for them, not with the aim of taking advantage, but with the aim of according them the dignity of humanity and making them understand that they are very important. Reducing the stigma. Some time back, when HIV/AIDS was rocking and the ignorance level of the societies were rising above the sea level, even a cup, even just waving to a HIV patient was something that was not acceptable, because people were ignorant on how HIV/AIDS transferring from one person to another, was transmitted. The other one is advocacy. This is now, when we talk about the advocacy, we are talking about how now their rights, owning the rights. How do I put it? How do I put it? Advocating, yes, advocating for the rights of persons, of these people who are HIV positive. And not only that one, with becoming their defender when things are worse, when they are seen not to be in a position to fight for their own rights. You fight for their rights, and this is where we talk about advocacy and lobbying for their rights. Ben?
Can also do advocacy by maybe asking the ministry to purchase for them the drugs. Like right now, the drugs and I think they're out of stock or they are few. Then you can also do advocacy by like there is a guy who was claiming that he has been affecting. Is it affecting or infecting people? Infecting.
Yes.
So you can also do advocacy so that such a people can also be brought, can also be booked and taken to court for those who have been infected by them.
Right, thank you. I don't want to move to this question because it is already 10:01, but I will want us to accord it the necessary time so that we can talk about the five stages in appropriate way, so that we can uncover everything that is behind or that is under each and every stage. Therefore, at this moment, or at this point, allow me request, or unless somebody has something that he or she may want to say before we offer the closing prayer, as we plan to meet again tomorrow, God willing, we meet again tomorrow as we continue.
Pascal.
Yes.
You will tukutane nyuma ya tent. Let us pray. May I pray now?
Okay.
We are praying. We worship you, we adore you, we glorify your holy name, Jehovah. We are so grateful for the gift of life, the gift of peace, the special gifts that no any other amount of money may buy, Lord. Thank you for standing in the gap for us. Thank you for loving us this much. Thank you for giving us even time to discuss, Lord, for showering us with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from above. We look unto you and unto you alone, Jehovah, for our protection over the night. In the wings of night, we may not know what is going to take place, but we are fully aware and we believe and trust in thee that you're going to take care of us. Take care of everything, all the activities that are going to take place, we commit them into able hands. When we'll meet tomorrow, Jehovah will glorify your holy name. We thank you and adore you for forgiveness of sin. We thank you for everything. In Jesus' name we pray and believe.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Pastor.